start, bro. Our pilot episode, Likha's Garage Days pilot episode, is gonna start with the year. This is good.
With a bang, with something new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something. Let's give the audience a different taste of
Right.
topics na we usually talk about in podcasts.
Right.
Of course, you guys know that David and I are both from Likha. So I don't want this to be about us shilling our product, Likha, or whatever's in the ecosystem. Yes,
Yeah.
it's going to be part of it.
Mhm.
Pero right now pa lang, we should already know and make our audience know that we don't want it to be about that. We want to have good conversations with you.
Yeah.
Please use the comment section. Talk about anything, guys.
Yeah.
But remember, this is not financial advice. We're just
Yeah.
having fun.
Yeah.
This is just the usual conversations going on in the Likha
Yeah.
office.
It's about contributing to the crypto and NFT culture of the Philippines. That's it. And that's what we want to do, basically.
Let's hyper-localize it, pero as
Yes.
much as we can, we will speak in English.
Yes.
Kasi naman, hindi naman all the Filipinos are here, some are abroad.
Yes.
And maybe this, some banyaga might
Yeah.
find this interesting. Well, never
Yeah.
knows. Let's just have some fun and have a light conversation.
Right. So let's start with the 3 bad and good things that happened on 2022. Right.
Now we can dive a bit. David,
yeah.
as you guys know, he's our head of research, head of investment. So all the technical stuff, we're very happy that David is here and really welcome to be part of this podcast. But he can answer a lot of the technical questions. We have a specialist on board. And this is just a start. Eventually, we're going to invite some whales, some founders, but at least we have a good understanding and then we can dumb it down, or in a way, what's the better word for dumb it down?
For have
Layman's terms.
Right.
Layman's terms for everyone. So
Yeah.
we're gonna balance it for everyone. Let's have some fun, brother.
All right.
Let's start with a bad. Pero we can end with a good. Parang 2022 lang.
Yeah,
Okay,
actually.
brother. 3 bad things in 2022 in relation to Web3. Let's start with number 1. David, why don't you give us the number 1?
So number 1, we batched it up to because they're so similar. The FTX, debacle.
SBF.
Yeah, SBF, sa Sam Bankman-Fried, basically. And 3 Arrows Capital with Kyle Davis and Suzu.
Luna.
Yeah. And then, Luna Terra with the Do Kwon, the infamous Twitter guy who doesn't give a F.
The 2022 trifecta, brother.
Yeah, basically, those 3 are similar because they have founders or people who have mismanaged funds, basically. And, just...
Top 3 worst actors of the year.
Yeah.
Those 3.
Yeah, 4 basically, but yeah.
4.
Yeah, but you are right. You're right. Those 3 things, those 3 crypto projects. Oof.
Alright, let's talk about it, brother. Well, what made these guys the worst?
Yeah, because basically, if you're a normal guy wanting to get into crypto, you would put in to some project like these that parang, you think they're safe because they're reputable people who speak their mind.
The right ones.
Yeah,
government level.
Yeah, basically, and you I think idol mo si Sam Bankman-Fried because he arbitraged Bitcoin, in Japan, made money, became a billionaire. You think, I want to be like him, so maybe I can invest in his projects or in his things.
And the US Senate actually gave their ears to what this guy has to say.
Yeah. So there was some blind optimism with regards to them. Like, you just give them money and then they'd invest in these other things that that never really end up being profitable or end up anything. So that went down, and then they misappropriated the funds.
God damn.
Yeah. Yeah, basically that's what happened.
I want to share a bit on, I guess, why they were so successful in being bad. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Kasi, coming from an investor's point of view, a regular Web3 DJ,
Right.
especially if you're new, you're very used to how Web2 works. If I do something and then some shit hits the fan, I know where to go to cry.
Right.
Like, sino hahabulin ko?
Yeah.
Who is responsible? What do you call it? Who's parang ano tawag doon? Yung
Like
parang
the
yung
enforcer, like a police, or like an SEC. You're talking about.
Yes, an SEC or a body
Body.
who will be responsible for my ship if I do accidentally send it somewhere else,
Right.
or it did not work the way I wanted it to work. So people now are gravitating towards these people who are close to structures like that.
Right.
Connected to the government, this guy's connected to the bank, he's been doing this and that. So there is that comfort in me. Hey, SPF. Government is backing this guy.
Right.
Industry, institutions are supporting him.
Right.
So why would I question that?
Right.
And this is someone who deals with customer service already in Web2.
Yeah.
So I'll put my money, I'd feel safe.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not thinking about how centralized this. But siguro let's revisit the centralized thing. That's where I'm getting the comfort.
Right.
These are people who already knows the structure of sumbungan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're like, for me, they're like cult personalities. Like, Kilo Boy. Di ba yung gano'n na parang... Kibalay, di ba? Yeah. Anyway, yeah. That basically na parang... They're so strong in their beliefs and personalities na like 110, 200% they believe in that these things na is gonna work.
Correct.
But basically they're just hot air. Yeah, but
Vaporware.
Yeah.
That's an actual term.
Yeah, na all these people they made believe na you're like, this may be legitimate, pero in real life, not really. It's just a bunch of words.
They're just acting really well.
Yeah,
You can
they're
say
acting
that.
really well.
I guess because there is that, I found the word, bro. Accountability. There's that accountability look at, because if I look at Uniswap, that's where we can compare centralized exchange to a decentralized exchange the most. Correct me if I'm wrong. Uniswap is a perfect decentralized example versus the centralized exchanges. Let's not name it na, but you guys know what those are.
Yeah.
So for me, a normal person, who is Uniswap? It's decentralized. I don't even know a specific person who I don't do as much research as you, Dave. So I don't know who Uniswap is, but I know SBF because he's noisy, he's on the news, the parents are supporting him, blah, blah, blah. So my money, if I am not as aware as I should be, I will give it there.
Right.
Because, ito yung network niya.
Yeah.
I can follow the blueprint and may mapagsusumbungan ako. And that's what makes me feel comfortable about it.
It's like how loud your personality is makes people kind of comfortable because you believe in it so much, basically. Like a Trump, parang ganun.
Yeah, there's that approachableness to this.
Yeah, like, he's so loud. Okay, sige na nga. Parang ganun.
Yeah, mukhang busy siya. He's so loud eh. It's like you're talking about it. He's really in there. That means if I look for him, I can find him because he is present.
Right.
Unlike Uniswap, there's just like a curtain that just say decentralized. It's all you guys. You make a mistake, goodbye.
Yeah. You don't have a figurehead.
You don't have a figurehead.
Yeah, you don't have somebody that's shouting now, this is good. Parang ganun, diba?
From a normal perspective, the most popular thing about Uniswap would be the socks.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
So will I trust the socks? Or will I trust this person na anak ng lawyers na ganyan-ganyan?
Yeah.
I'd be choosing that.
Yeah, for context, the Unisocks were one of the first products of Uniswap, which there were socks tied to NFT, physical socks tied to NFTs. And they were, I think, given to the OGs of Uniswap. And in the bull market, they became like 100 $100,000 in value for a pair of socks.
That represents the NFT. That's
Yeah,
wild.
it's wild. That's wild.
Also, what makes the NFT space exciting? There's these weird things doesn't happen that much in the real world.
Yeah.
So if you're disconnected from reality, you will love Web3.
Yeah, super. So now for the second part, second bad thing.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let's not move on to the second part. I think we can dwell on this more, bro.
Sure.
Why don't we differentiate? Because the reason they're bad is because they centralized something and then got corrupted. So pag-usapan natin, brother, what is the advantages of centralization? Okay? We know decentralized is good. It also has bad aspects. We're going to visit that. So now let's focus on centralized. What are the advantages in centralized exchanges, centralized anything? Versus...
So
advantages muna bago natin basagin.
It comes from, I think, principles of economics. Like basically, how do you perceive productivity? How do you make things productive? By building a system, building a machine that is kind of organized and controlled by one entity, basically. They basically like building a system, a machine that creates goods and services well, basically. So that's the spirit
One
of that.
advantage of it,
The spirit of that is like more productivity, more centralization. A company that makes cars so well because they know the system so well.
So
basically.
you are saying that the good about it is there are vetted professionals to run it the way they want it to.
Yeah, basically like processes and systems that parang like you can make the best burger, but you can never beat McDonald's in serving 1 billion customers or 6 billion customers, whatever, because they have a system. Because it's a centralized chain that knows how to serve 6 billion people around the world.
The kings know how to serve.
Yeah, but they're not the best burgers.
Okay.
Diba? Because it takes time to make the best burger.
What, is that something decentralized? Di ba kaya ng decentralized yan?
More of like, if you want, it's like the trifecta of crypto, the decentralization. Basically, that's the decentralization part is like, it's more, the decentralization part of crypto is more of like, accountability and more like, the responsibility is spread throughout all of humanity.
That's decentralized.
Yeah, and because we need decentralization because everyone have different needs. Everyone came from different countries, different upbringings, and you cannot, as a person, you cannot represent 7 billion people. You cannot, as yourself, basically. And everyone needs to represent their own. And part of that is why decentralization kind of
that
needed.
aspect of like getting the whole world together, that is something achievable in decentralized.
Yeah.
Because everyone has a voice. You said this was more of a utilitarian thing.
Yeah. Utilitarian thing, like if you, whatever you put in the crypto space, whatever you work on, whatever you like do well and like give out to the space, you will get back, like and whatever. Yeah, basically.
So as to a centralized, you can't really shine because there's always going to be these executives who's gonna say, maybe you're shining too bright.
Right.
Gotta dim you down a bit.
But the thing is, in a centralized company or thing, you're so productive, There's like, oh, they can spit out a car in like, this so many days without parang if we're decentralized, every person in the world, I guess, or people, a lot of people in the world would have to check, is this right for me? Other than one person saying like, oh, this is the right car, let's spit it out.
Okay, so I
No.
guess that would fall under the disadvantage of a decentralized thing.
Yeah.
It suffers now from groupthink. You know how groupthink is. Everyone's gonna want. I want my input there.
Right.
Now, if everyone tries to be different and force it into one product, dude, I can imagine some red tape shit going on.
For
It's
sure.
like the voting, the campaigning.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's slower. Decentralized is slower, although more fair.
Yes.
Versus centralized, it is quick, it
Yeah.
is efficient,
Yeah.
but it is controlled.
Yeah, more fair and safe, actually.
More safe also because
Yeah.
those executives actually become accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Na, hey, this is me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am Nico He. I
Yeah.
did this and that for this
Yeah.
and that, I promise you.
Yeah.
Versus decentralized, this is code.
Yeah.
There is no king here.
Right.
If the code says this happens when 51% votes, like in DAOs or in some other cases.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in some aspects, like probably production of goods, I would think like from the start probably a centralized entity is needed because you need like one guy or spearhead to like give you direction as a baby company, baby child, and say like, oh, this is us gonna be what we're gonna do and all that, instead of like asking everyone in the whole world or like all the consumers what this product's supposed to be. Yeah.
So guys, please join the comment section.
Yeah.
After hearing all this, are you more into the centralized stuff or decentralized?
Yeah.
Do you think this is a temporary thing? Maybe we should be centralizing things first before you decentralize it. Share your thoughts. We can maybe discuss this in the next episode.
Yeah. I'd like to add like, for example, like Steve Jobs, about like parang he said or he imagined, the iPad and the iPhone, but people didn't really know that they needed it.
Correct.
And then he was like, okay, we need this. And then he brought it out, and then people realized, oh shit, I can't live without it.
That's so true.
So that's we need. You need a centralized like a person who really can imagine the thing that we kind of need or that would propel forward things.
What happened was the world empowered one man. Now we trust you.
Yeah.
Our money, develop more things.
Yeah.
The freedom one person has, there's no group think.
Yeah.
This is him. Like I mentioned, I need music, I need compact. We entrusted that to a person. I guess that's one thing decentralized will not have. Because everyone's gonna have to vote first then.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we listen to this guy. But then if we don't like it, we can vote him out. So there is that. You'd be scared if you are Steve Jobs in that situation.
Yeah.
It's a decentralized corporation of Apple.
Yeah.
Like maybe no.
Yeah.
One mistake, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You can't have it perfect. So I guess you can't really live without the other.
Right. Yeah.
Some things needs to be centralized, but everyone also has to know the value of decentralization.
Right.
Because the corruption, brother,
Right.
and the completely trustless system, that's sarap pakinggan.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like finally, I don't trust the government anymore.
Right.
Then maybe I'll just trust the robots.
Right.
Ones and zeros.
Right.
At least you are satisfying those types of people. There's all kinds of people. At least that existed for them.
Right.
And the war will still continue. Centralization versus decentralization. It's a space that we need to figure out. But that's what's interesting about topic number 1. The worst actors of 2022 are all from the centralized.
Yeah. That's
Why?
true.
Why is that?
Yeah, well, I think because they were just serving themselves, you know. Mostly, I think they were serving themselves. And, maybe, what they're saying, like, oh, this is for the people, whatever. But really, they were serving themselves, I think that's really what happened. But like the main principles of crypto, really, I think it makes sense to have crypto and the monetary system to be decentralized because money is universally for everyone. I mean, countries can have their own economies and stuff like that, but like the main value, like the base layer, I think should be for all humanity. Because what's connect us is even deeper than our nationalities. It's more like our human need, and all of that. So I think it binds to that more than like, I'm a Filipino and I'm an American, all that stuff. It's like basic human needs and rights of living and breathing and having food
So it's a
and
more
stuff like that.
unifying thing
Yeah,
than those specific ones. Now that's good.
yeah,
It's a catch-all kind of situation. Pero David, just to be fair,
yeah.
if a decentralized thing fails, usually what would cause it?
Decentralized thing. Well, adopt if an adoption fails, if a lot of people don't believe in it, it's not used, whatever, then probably it would fail.
But you can't say it's a rug pull, right? Kasi
No.
so there is no
Not
rug
really.
pulls in decentralized things. Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean there can be, if because you need a team to build it,
Correct.
you need
Correct.
founders and all that stuff,
So you can't completely trust decentralized also because the code might have loopholes.
Yeah.
Or like if they create the Death Star, there's always going to be vents. So you still have to be picky
Right.
if you're investing on a Death Star or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I guess that's why BYOR. You gotta
Yeah.
pick your own research at the end.
Yeah. There's no perfect system, but we can get close to one, basic, or we can strive for one.
We can strive for. And I think that's the beauty of Web3. It's not figured out yet. So everyone has this opportunity, which is good. Opportunity is good. That is something that is lacking in most industries now. But at least here in Web3, you have an opportunity to find out for yourself, to figure out what would work. This is the new 7 Cs.
There you go.
Unsailed, It's the new adventure, man.
Right.
I like it. Okay, I think that's good for our topic one.
Right.
Alright, sige, let's move on. Alright, I'll intro the second topic. Okay, guys, so for our second topic, for our second bad thing for 2022, out of the three, it is the printing of money stopped. Do you know the specific dates of this?
Yeah. Well, let's see.
Well, like which quarter this year yet? That and the global economic woes. That's something we gotta discuss.
Yeah.
Like the combined effects of all of that. Actually, I think I saved some tweets here. Maybe we can share.
Yeah, I think around March.
Alright, I'll share something first before you discuss the printing of money.
Right.
I'll focus first on some news for the global economic woes. So I found this tweet from Moon Overlord in Twitter. Galing. Ito, I've never really thought about this far. But I'll read it first. So Moon said, people have less money in their saving accounts than at any point in the last 15 years. On top of inflation is sky high. This is a recipe for a complete disaster, Moon says. The last thing on earth people are thinking about is stocks, cryptos, or NFTs.
Right.
People are trying to afford rent and food. Okay, and Moon he said, sorry guys, I didn't mean 15 years. I meant literally since they started recording this in 1960. So I'm gonna flash here this chart. Look at this. virtually everyone that's alive right now is poorer than they've ever been, according to this chart. Galing, bro. And then, look, credit card debts are an all-time high now. Look at this chart. So people, pare, they have no money, massive debts, with inflation chipping away at everyone month by month.
Right.
How can anyone really be hopeful about this space?
I think that's one of the things why crypto was built. Why Satoshi thought of crypto also, because one of the main things, like a main arsenal, why we have inflation really is like the government really uses it as a weapon, basically, to inflate prices, so that we don't experience like a severe recession or something like that. They print money, right?
Okay.
So what they did was we had the horrible pandemic, and then in order for us not to go into a deep depression, economic depression,
Okay.
the government printed money to keep everybody afloat or have kind of spending and stuff like that. But basically, when you print money, you're borrowing from the future. You're borrowing from future productivity. And then you're giving it right now to the people for their spending. Because in the time of the pandemic, there was almost very slim productivity because no one was working, or a little less. Of course, less people were working.
Lockdowns.
Yeah, lockdowns. Crazy things happen. So we needed to borrow from the future. And
Borrow from the future.
Yeah.
Medyo, I'm gonna jump out a bit. Is this something that, I mean, David, you're from the US, so you know this more. Is this
Yeah.
something that was being done even way back?
Yeah.
Because, brother, right now, the bills,
Mm-hmm.
it used to be gold tender.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that the right term?
Yeah, yeah,
Gold
yeah,
tender?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
actually tied to the gold reserves of
Yes.
the US.
Yes.
So, nung tinanggal nila yun, when they stopped, because it's no longer tethered to gold, right?
Yeah.
So, what's that about? Is that, how
Yeah.
do you borrow money from the future if
Uh-huh.
money is literally just paper right now?
Yeah, so yun nga. So it's like yun nga, parang when you print money, it's like yun nga, before, right? When they cannot print money without a one-to-one gold.
One, yes.
Diba?
Yes.
So when they took that out, the government was just free to print money as much as they can. And
They're also borrowing from the future.
yeah, they're borrowing from the future because like when you're because like you need parang debt. You need like parang so like credit and basically like they bought like kunyari kung may nangyaring kunyari we were less productive. We didn't really we didn't really made goods for selling to other countries, for using our own, stuff like that.
Economy moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you just print money. Basically, everything else that you're gonna buy will be will go high because imagine if we're there's you and I, right?
Okay.
And we can just print unlimited amount of money. And there's this one good like this laptop. And I said, I'm gonna buy this for 1,000. You said, okay, I'll print money. I'll buy this for 2,000. No, I said, I want to buy this for 3,000. So the inflation of that good like goes so high because now it's worth 3,000 when it used to be worth 1,000 because now we're just free to print money on it.
Yes, so it's more of demand and supply.
Yeah.
If everyone has this amount of money and everyone demands one thing, the supplier can supply to everyone.
Yeah.
So the supplier will have to raise it
Yeah.
So it can just accommodate those who can afford it.
Yes.
So it does go up, so does
Uh-huh.
everything else.
Yeah.
But then it
Yeah.
never goes down, huh? It just goes up all the
Yeah.
time, the value of things.
Well, it can go down in a recession depression, like if they stop printing money. You
They
know.
stop printing money, but things are just going higher.
Yeah. Well, because they printed money so much already. You know?
So much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you know what we learned on the 2000, the late 2000s recession.
Okay.
Is that really real estate prices can go down, you know.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, because if there's no demand, people will have to sell it for lower, so they can like
Correct.
buy,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
No, I guess I didn't think about the housing. All I was thinking about like the fruits.
Yeah.
Palengke,
Yeah.
it never went down. It was,
Yeah, it went
just
down.
keeps going up.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I guess the whole housing bubble really affected the US the most.
Yeah.
So I guess since I'm very Filipino talaga, I didn't really register it to me as hard. But yeah, you're right, no?
Yeah.
It does go down.
Yeah.
Makes you kind of want
Yeah.
a recession to happen, huh? If you think about it.
Yeah, basically. But
yeah.
but the Fed like controls that through interest rates. They put interest rates high and low. Also they do printing money, which in their term is called like quantitative easing. Stuff like that, quantitative tightening. Stuff like that. So basically, that's how they control inflation. It's kind of an unfortunate necessary evil that has to happen. Because it's cycles of supply and demand and needs and wants and stuff like that.
Okay,
So,
that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. So that's it. So, why was it bad that? Why is it bad for the crypto space that when they stop printing money, right? Because nobody had enough money to buy crypto anymore.
Actually,
Yeah.
if we just go back by a year, the recent NFT boom of 2021, that's because it was the pandemic. I remember I got into Web3 just during the pandemic. Why? Merong ayuda.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do with it? I'm just at home. And then there's this opportunity that if I can trade, I can make money.
Yeah.
We started the Axie Capital and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's the thing. If you have money, if you have the time, you get bored, I guess you try these wacky things. So I guess that's where it came from because they printed money, gave it to the people, same to the Philippines. And yeah, may pambili tayo ng cartoon pictures from free money. So why not? Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
So the reason it's bad is because they stop printing money. You can't afford shit.
Right.
Why would you even buy pictures of monkeys versus gas for my car for the rest of the year?
Yeah.
Why? But it is really fucking bad.
It's bad. Because the forecast now, because we borrowed so much from the future, which is now, unfortunately.
Which is now. We're paying for it now.
We're paying for it now.
Now we're paying for it.
Now we're paying for it, and that's it. That's what we have now.
Ginusto natin to. Ginusto to by the people we voted to represent us. That's how it is.
Yes.
So yes, that's our number 2 bad thing of 2022. Correct.
Yeah.
Did man anything else to add, Dave?
For that,
So one more, brother. One
Yeah.
more bad thing in 2022 for our top 3.
Yeah, so recently, just more recently, the Solana crash. Yeah.
A lot was affected by that. I know some friends
Yeah.
who's really into the Solana space. It's
Yeah.
disappointing what happened.
Yeah. I know it's connected also to FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, but Solana has their own economy, and so many people believed in it, and it's like a whole nation of itself that kind of now is down. They're beaten so badly.
That's a big
Yeah.
hit for this nation,
Right.
For that nation, that was a big hit, bro.
Right. Yeah, because it's now a domino effect of, like what you read in Twitter. The
Oh yeah,
there's this guy named Paulinia, and
my
I
favorite.
yeah
Just wanna
yeah
props
yeah
to this guy
right
if you wanna know about
uh-huh
CK roll-ups, the
right
really technical dive, guys.
yeah
Follow this guy on Twitter. As in everything he puts out is gold.
yeah his handle is uh Paulinia in Twitter. APOLYNYA. And he's so good. I've heard him do an interview with regards to the bull case of I think Solana or in the Bankless. If you guys know Bankless. Bankless is a podcast that kind of talks about more Ethereum based, but more also they talk about the whole crypto scene.
Backless is my favorite.
Right. So Solana. Wait, sorry. Open it. Yeah. Solana. Let's talk about Solana. So there was a Twitter conversation that says about like Solana and the possible effects of the FTX crash, Sam Bankman-Fried, going to jail, and the Solana ecosystem just kind of going down this downward spiral. This guy Chain Yoda tweeted, my main concern about Solana right now is that the token price drops, some more validators can become unprofitable and quit, which can hurt the price further. And Apolinia warned about the need for validators to be structurally profitable, but this is a scenario even he hadn't thought about. So Apolinia said, I've talked about this many times and nag-reply siya. And a slow and painful demise. Some validators drop off, but enough remain. However, the network becomes cheaper and cheaper to attack and take over time. Eventually, there are too few validators online for the network to safely form consensus.
Okay, so as a validator, you are no longer incentivized in a way if you're not making money.
Yeah.
So why will I guess that's what he was predicting.
Right.
Around that tweet was around October, November, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that what he was predicting. If the validators do not profit, then why will they be on that chain
Right.
to validate anything that is worthless?
Right.
So that was the fear.
Right.
He was worried for as people start moving out of Solana.
Yeah. So the one of the kind of roots of this is basically what proof of stake system is. That the more the price goes up for a coin in a proof of stake system, the more secure it is. Because the one of the things to secure a chain of a proof of stake system is to reward its validators, which the more validators you have, the more secure the chain is.
Can you explain to us, David, how will I know if I'm a validator? Is that like, hey, I want to be a validator?
Yeah.
What is this validator thing?
Yeah, so to become a validator, you can apply for, depends on the chain, but basically...
Alam ko sa ETH, it's 32 ETH.
Yeah, it's 32 ETH, yes.
So Solana has their version of that?
Yeah, Solana has their version of that. Yeah, so in ETH, it's 32 ETH.
To have a node.
Yeah, to have a node. Yeah, and then you get a node, and then you can be a validator. You have a laptop that can validate transactions.
So exactly the same in Solana. So let's say 32 Sol to validate what if Sol prices tanks that much.
Yeah.
Say, if
Yeah.
malakas palo niyan, pero
Yeah.
it's already
Yeah.
accumulated,
Yeah.
for the trust. Solana was this new rising star. Like, hey, I want to keep validating this stuff.
Yeah.
But then it tanks that way. It will really turn you off.
Yeah.
I'll sell my 32 Sol before it gets any lower.
Yeah.
And I will not validate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, even if it's not proof of work anymore, it still like comes down to like also like energy use and all that stuff. Like, you know, if your soul, you know, is the soul you get is less than, you know, the price of, or yeah, is it the price of electricity that you pay? It's not profitable anymore, you know, and you're gonna think like, why am I still in this chain if it's not that profitable anymore? You know, does it make sense? You know, probably not anymore. You know.
And so I guess the less validator, like from the term validator, they're confirming things for you.
Yeah. Right.
Without those people, this chain becomes easy to attack.
Yeah, easy to attack.
It becomes fallible.
Yeah. Because there's less of them, and if you know, because a validator can become a bad actor.
They can become.
Yeah, and if more bad actors are there than good actors, it'll be more.
Some syndication will be born.
Yeah.
Some SBF shit.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
false
the
transactions.
connection.
Yeah. Double purchases, stuff like that.
And the reason why it's in the top 3 is because Solana was this saving grace for those who were late in the race. Can you agree na this was a space for those who were late?
Yeah.
This is gasless transactions. A lot of support was like, oy, you know, madami tayo eh. Now let's create this new chain where we can start from scratch for new opportunity without having to climb the BTC ETH ecosystem.
Yeah, I think they had some gas on those transactions, but yeah, it's basically almost nothing. Yeah, you're right. But Solana was really the chain that people looked as like, oh, an Ethereum killer. Because for the longest time, Ethereum had its reign, and people are looking for something that can catch up to Ethereum. You know, maybe, you know, put some money into it, and then it will grow like Ethereum. You know,
if we look a bit farther back, that's the story of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin was a fucking king until now.
Yeah.
But Ethereum really chased it, that it was possible. So those new in the space, of course, there's that opportunist field.
Yeah.
We can do this again.
Yeah, right.
Ang mahal na ng gas. The gas is so expensive already.
On Ethereum.
Why don't we all agree that we all join this new space?
Yeah. Faster transactions. You know, and unfortunately it was more centralized. But you know.
A whale played.
Yeah.
One whale played a lot of small fry.
Yeah.
That's what happened there.
Yeah, although they had plans to become decentralized, more stuff like that. They had good intentions, you know, to be honest.
With that many in a community, there will definitely be Pope's level of, you know, like, hey, we can do good with this. Like, we can fight the corruption inside this medyo centralized chain. So there really is that, and that in itself is an ecosystem. Because there's already going to be sides. But all those sides, there's all in the Solana chain. So that is growth, bro.
But you know, one of the main figureheads, or one of the biggest, actually the biggest figurehead was Sam Bankman-Fried. And he just,
Na-dengoy tayo. Like, fuck, there's so many people fighting for the good. But one fucking whale wants to be a bad actor and takes the whole ecosystem with him. And now the Solana community starting from scratch. Dude, they've been hit hard on crypto Twitter. Fucking memes, man. There's so much laugh trip. Pero ang sakit din. Because there is we know a lot of founders in Solana, of
Yeah.
Solana maxis.
Mm-hmm.
And you really see the sadness in the eyes when
Hell yeah.
super bad news like that
Yeah.
happens.
It's like a nation, dying.
Yeah.
It's a nation, like your country died. That's so hard to accept. That's hard to accept. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
guess that's the reason how it got into the top 3 bad things of 2022, huh, Dave?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Now the
The
price
domino effect was like too much.
yeah, from a high of what, $200 or plus.
And the reason I just noticed the reason why it's number 3 in the top 3 bad things
Mm-hmm.
is we could have avoided that way.
True. True.
If it wasn't SBF
Uh-huh.
or
Yeah.
the fight for protection and security was harder, we could have prevented it.
Yeah.
Unlike 1 and 2, bro, we can't do nothing about that. That's super centralized. That is government and the reality.
Yeah.
That's so hard. Like I understand, like that will automatically be up there, but we could have avoided this.
Mm-hmm.
If only everyone watched Bankless. No, pero you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could have avoided this.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, hey, I can start my own project here. I mean, it was so available for everyone.
Yeah.
It became a platform for opportunity. I can
Right.
start something here.
Mm-hmm.
Na, I guess the majority did not check under the hood.
Right.
Because like, who does that? I mean, it's like, of course, I want to take the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we always advise our friends, our network, to always really take the time, look under the hood, understand why it's being done,
Yes.
and trade responsibly.
Yeah.
That becomes part of it. This burn, this pain we're feeling, we felt this 2017,
Definitely.
2016 stocks, diba?
Yeah.
We all learn from this, and we grow and we get stronger.
Right.
And we will not allow something like that to happen again.
Definitely.
Lahat ng nasunog, bro, I promise you, they will double, triple think the next time
Definitely.
they actually commit a whole part of themselves into something.
Yeah.
So, at least we are healing from it. We're learning from it. So,
yeah,
it's not completely bad.
Thank you guys for your time and for sticking around with us. Hope you had an awesome ride. Good day and good night to you wherever you are in the world, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Yes, I hope more guests come in. You guys can be completely anon. Watch out for episode 1. Remember, this is just a pilot to give you a little taste.
Yes.
A little taste of the discussions going to be going on in this podcast. We want to make it fun. So we're going to keep doing it.
Nico.
Thank you, non-garbage David!
Thank you so much. All right.
You know what? Let me take off my helmet. Let's tingnan natin if magbabago yung voice. Hello, and this will be the voice that you will be hearing in episode 1. Good night, guys. Have a great, great night. Peace out.